right now. If you're projected to be in the top 10, there's no way you show up to put pads on and anywhere near the combine. And that's not what the combine is not. People get mixed up on what the combine, the point of the combine is.
The point of the combine
is not. I've talked about this for years about the combine. The combine is what it is it's a chance for these guys to show their greatness. And when you watch coaches at the combine teaching the drills, hey, we want you to do it this way. This is what scouts are looking for. We want you to be good. They stop the play. If they see something wrong, they'll stop the play, go up to the kid and say, hey, here's what you did wrong. Do it. The scouts here can see that you can do this right. Yeah. That's what the combine is for. It's make the prospects look good. It's not to highlight anything else other than the greatest parts. And that's why you need to take the combine with a grain of salt. You need to take the combine. Yeah. What the combine should do is match what you've seen on film.
On film.
If a guy comes out and he's wicked fast like Devin Witherspoon here, you need to go back to the film and go, all right, why didn't that transfer to the season? Or you go, all right, I see why he's good in press coverage because he's that fast. It matches. Yeah. All right, good. Move on. If it doesn't match in either way, like if all of a sudden he ran really slow, you would go, all right, let me go back, look at the film, see why he looks faster on film. Let me go see why he actually why we have a discrepancy. That's what the combine is for. It's to match what you see or to define what you're seeing. And that's the problem. People don't go back to look at the film.
Then explain Anthony Richardson going to the Colts, if you would. Explain that.
Because people, there is a sect of general managers and people who believe in the combine. I mean, just win, baby. Al Davis lived by whoever the fastest guy is at the combine. We're taking him. It didn't care what position they played.
Let me interrupt you. We have a trade because the Lions are no longer on the clock.
They were on the draft board. If you ran a 4.240, boom, you were going to be a Raider. That was Al Davis's. Yeah. That was Al Davis's calling card.
Well, we got
and there's a lot of people that live by. Hey, this guy had a great combine. That's going to transfer over.
Well, we got a trade now because the Lions are no longer picking. The Arizona Cardinals are picking. This is where I think they make a move for a wide receiver. We will see in a couple of moments.
We'll see if this is the first wide receiver off the board.
Well, I mean,
are y'all surprised? Let me ask you a question. Ben, let me come to you while we await the announcement of the pick. Are you surprised Bijan Robinson's still on the board?
No, I'm not surprised at all.
Okay.
I think, the running backs have been devalued in the league. It really shouldn't be a running back going in the first round.
Right.
Unless you're like an exceptional talent.
Like Adrian Peterson back in the day?
Yep. Adrian Peterson.
Or Emmitt Smith.
I would say Derrick Henry. You can put Derrick Henry in that conversation, more of a recent guy.
Henry, Barry Sanders.
Bijan is going in the first round at some point. But I'm not surprised. You shouldn't be going this high.
Yeah,
I'm still questioning who's going to actually throw to these receivers on the cards. I don't know who their quarterback's supposed to be.
I question that too.
I mean,
no,
Kyler Murray.
Small legs.
I said this to Brian a couple times. Kyler Murray is the type of person who will play Call of Duty all week long and then on Sunday play like booty. You don't need that.
We've seen it for 2 years.
They've invested in him. They are not moving away from him. So it is what
they should.
Is.
Well, I guess they're not going to give him the Call of Duty championship because they're not go for Super Bowl.
Then you know how I feel. They should move away from him, but they're not.
They will not. No.
Mm-hmm.
So
But then against the Arizona Cardinals.
I mean, the top wide receiver, as far as the big board, would be Smith and Jigba from Ohio State. I don't know if that's who they would. I don't know if that's who they're going after. But you also got a tackle.
Oh,
I would say you go. You get the tackle. One of these tackles.
They went tackle. They did. Paris Johnson.
They did. Paris Johnson.
There you go.
Out of Ohio State.
There you go.
Okay,
that makes sense.
He was
that
one
makes
I
a
was
lot of
hoping
sense.
the Bears would pick up. Actually, he was actually one I was hoping the Bears would be.
Yeah, that's one Victor mocked at 9 for the Bears. Paris Johnson.
Because you need a tackle for the Bears specifically. You need either a guard that can open up a hole for a sprint, or someone who can seal off a corner for like a toss play.
Yeah,
because you need someone who can help seal off that corner for a lot of routes that are going to go, in between the sidelines rather than in between the numbers.
Yeah,
and
they went O-line.
That makes sense.
Now the Raiders are on the clock. The Falcons are next.
Yeah.
So has the draft gone to plan for you guys so far outside of the 2 trades we've had so far? Let me come to Ben first. Has the draft gone to plan for you?
No, I was not expecting Anthony Richardson that high. Devin Witherspoon, that kind of makes sense. Corner is a high commodity. If a guy can truly play corner, I mean he's valuable. Besides no, actually no, it has not gone to corner.
Yeah, Tom's got to check out. We'll be ending our stream with them at 10 Eastern Time, 7 Pacific for wrestling program. Thank you, Tom, for checking in with us. We're staying with everybody else until the first round completes. We're at number 7 right now with Atlanta waiting in the weeds. What do the Raiders do? Let me come to Victor first. What do you think the Raiders do?
Oh, Raiders. Honestly, I would say Raiders could either go maybe a receiver, possibly a tight end. We haven't seen any tight ends really be talked about, so possibly a tight end.
That's a good point. They don't have Waller anymore, so that's a good point.
And that tight end should be Tucker Kraft out of South Dakota State.
Yeah, that's not happening though.
I know.
These people are in love. These people are in love with these tight ends.
Ben, logic. Okay.
Logic, yeah.
I say logically it should be Tucker Kraft out of South Dakota State. Now you and I and Victor and Deets both know it's not going to happen that way.
Right. Yeah. Oh, this is a big.
Now here, don't they have? Is that guy's name Foster? Not Monroe. Miro. I think is he still with the Raiders? Yeah, he's still with the Raiders. I'm assuming he's probably going to be the starter.
Are you talking about Hunter Renfrow?
No, there's a guy named Foster Miro. I think he's probably. Let me look at their depth chart real quick. Austin Hooper, as of right now, would be their starter. They're starting tight end.
Well, Hooper's getting the keys day one to tight end.
You're talking about Foster Moreau. That was the guy last year. That was the guy last year who filled in for Waller while he was hurt, and absolutely made Darren Waller expendable.
So because he filled in for Waller, it made Waller expendable. Was Waller expendable because of his injuries, Deets?
Injuries, and because they have two guys right, but they have 2 guys behind him that can fill a spot. They moved him to save cap room so that they could bring in Jimmy G because that cap they needed that cap space for that. So it made sense to get rid of Darren Waller. I mean,
plus I think he had
when you look at a team like the Raiders, I don't think the Raiders really need any offense. I think this pick is Jalen Carter. I think it's Jalen Carter from Georgia.
Well, like I said,
defensive tackle,
number 2 guy on a lot of people's boards. So
you look at what the Raiders were like last year. The Raiders were fine on offense.
Yeah, but Yeah, it would make sense for them to go that way.
But who are we talking about here?
We're talking
And
about
you asked before, Snowman. You asked what if the draft has gone to plan. I mean, four out of the 6 picks have gone to plan. The two we don't know.
I think Jalen Carter.
I'm looking at the trade right now for Cardinals.
Victor, do you think
the Cardinals have traded away and what they've traded up for?
Let me ask Victor a question. Victor, do you think they go with the big fella Jalen Carter out of Georgia for the Raiders? The pick is in.
That could be a very, very good pick for them because I was just looking
at something that they were showing on. They were showing on my draft cast. I think you have to go deep. I think you have to go deep. I think you have to go defense.
Yeah, I was gonna say I do agree with Dees that that's a really good thing that you can do is go defense and maybe put another guy who's a good pass rusher.
Yeah.
And probably put some pressure on quarterbacks because we haven't really seen that tough dog defense of the Raiders.
I side with me too. Jalen Carter is a beast.
Yeah,
he is absolutely a phenomenal athlete for how big he is.
Yeah, so if they decide not to go offensively with the tight end, and I think Jalen Carter would be a good option too.
Right.
Is in. We'll see.
All right, let's see what the pick is. I'm waiting to see what the Jets and Packers do at 13 and 15.
We know the Raiders already have that. They have a great pass rusher there. You get a guy inside. You look at what the Raiders did last year. They just couldn't stop anybody.
No.
They couldn't stop anybody.
Yeah.
They had a lot of close games last year.
Mm-hmm.
But that's been the story for them for a couple of years now.
Longer than that. And I feel for Garoppolo, and I got one reason why and one reason only. You know, Cole asked me after the trade was done how I think Jimmy Garoppolo will fare with the Raiders. And my response is simple. He'll be fine if Josh McDaniels isn't calling the plays.
Maybe too late for that scenario.
I was going to say find the line.
I don't know about that one.
Hey, he wants his hands all over that offense.
He does. He really does.
Why do you think I said find the lie?
I'm interested to see what happens here after the Raiders. The Atlanta Falcons. This will tell us a lot about what.
Oh boy. Folks, while we got the Raiders on the clock, please help me welcome Michelle DeMaria from the Be Daring Foundation. We're going to do a radio show and a podcast together, and she's my Arizona Cardinals insider. Good evening, Michelle.
Hi, how are you guys?
Good. Good to have you with us. Are you surprised that the Cardinals traded down?
Yes, I was, but I had a feeling it has to do with Hopkins.
He'll be fine with Josh McDaniels.
I think a lot of this has to do with Hopkins.
They did a pretty good job in New England.
Yeah. The pick is
they did pretty good in New England together. So
the Raiders
they do have a history.
Raiders pick is Tyree Wilson out of Texas Tech, 6'2", 271. Let me go to Michelle really quick. Michelle, how do you feel about this pick that the Raiders just made for picking Tyree Wilson out of Texas Tech? Your thoughts?
I'm excited to see him play. Like he's got a lot of talent. I'm excited to see what he's going to do. Definitely.
Good, very good. Ben, to you, your thoughts?
Wow, I'm a little surprised. He was 28th on the big board. So, but I think when it comes down to the draft, if you see something in a player that you want, and you've been wanting this guy, just go up and get him. I mean, if you see something in him, get him. Don't wait. So hey, edge rusher is one of the big time positions, on the field.
Right.
So
right.
You got to do what you feel like you need.
The Falcons are on the clock next. Let me go back to Michelle and get her thoughts on the Arizona Cardinals dealings so far in the draft. What do you think?
I had a feeling Kyler was going to influence our first round pick. My gut told me that if if we didn't trade Hopkins yet, Murray was going to be a huge influencer on who we picked. I'm excited. I forgot his dad played for us, so it'll be exciting to see what he can do for this team. You know, we're in a lot of hot water right now, unfortunately. I hope we can swim our way out of that during the offseason. We'll see. But, you know, I'm excited to see him play. I think he's going to do great things for our offensive line. He's definitely going to help keep Murray protected, which is what we need because we don't need him getting hurt again.
Yeah. We don't want to see Murray getting hurt again. But it brings to mind how badly the Cardinals need an offensive line, and they need an offensive line badly. This has been like our prevalent subject with all the teams that are with everyone that's drafting here in the first round tonight. Atlanta's on the clock. They have less than 5 minutes. Let me get Michelle's thoughts on this. Are you surprised? And I know what Ben thinks and what we think about Bijan Robinson still being on the board. And running backs not being picked, not supposed to be picked very high. Are you surprised Bijan Robinson's still available?
No. Quarterbacks are always big the first round. First round seems to go quarterbacks, offensive line. Running backs right now seem to be later on in the draft. I'm not sure why, but I think right now there's a lot of really good running backs. Teams are looking for young quarterbacks to mold, like Patrick Mahomes. And because there's a lot of up-and-coming quarterbacks, they're getting older, and these teams have got to get the young ones in to start molding them, to start getting them ready for taking over the teams. Well,
there's two of them right now that went 1-2, like almost everyone predicted. Bryce Young to Carolina, C.J. Stroud to Houston. Let me get your thoughts on Bryce Young from Alabama going to Carolina. Are you surprised? What are they going to do? How are they going to mold an offense around Bryce Young?
Panthers are like the Cardinals. They need to revamp their offensive line. I think bringing him on board, he's got a lot of talent. He's raw. And his dad with his mental health is huge. Being able to help him mentally, you know, I think that's going to play a huge role when really designing that offensive line around him. Who's going to be the strongest to help him come out on top and really take this Carolina Panthers to the next level, because they have struggled a lot since Cam Newton left, and we've seen it year after year.
Yeah.
They're like the baby Cardinals. Them and the Cardinals, they're the ones to watch, even though the Cardinals are flooding in ocean water right now. But you know they'll bounce back.
Speaking of the Cardinals, does Budda Baker stay a Cardinal through the first round, or do you think there's a trade imminent for him or for DeAndre Hopkins?
I think Budda stays. I've been watching press conferences left and right, and I think they are really trying to keep Budda, because Budda is the heart and soul of defensive line right now. Once J.J. Watt's retired and we lost a lot of really good defensive linemen this offseason, Hopkins is a catch-22. He's awesome, but his personality is horrible, and right now our staff does not want a guy who thinks he has a good chip on his shoulder when he was out 6 games last season.
That's exactly what Dietz said earlier in the night about how toxic DeAndre Hopkins can be. Ben has a thought. Go ahead, Ben.
Yeah, so I'm seeing some things on Twitter. You know how Twitter is.
Yeah, we know.
D-Hop possibly going to the Buffalo Bills. That's what's rumbling on Twitter right now. So we'll see if that actually happens.
The Buffalo Bills?
The Buffalo Bills.
Well, he said he wants to go there. He made it loud and proud that he wanted to take a pay cut and go there. We'll see. I love him as a player, but Brian and I talk about this all the time off screen. They need to be better human beings off the field, and that's where their mental game struggles tremendously. These players need a good kick in the butt, not literally, but just getting their act back together.
DeAndre Hopkins and the Buffalo Bills. Who does DeAndre Hopkins think he is? Andre Reed? James Lofton? Who's he think he is? Don Beebe?
He's a top wide receiver. His hands are
he's not. DeAndre Hopkins is finished.
He's probably got the surest hands in the league. I mean, anything that goes in his vicinity.
Don't you ever look at me and tell that lie again.
He's got good hands, but his personality is horrible, and that's why teams are so afraid to work with him. If you notice his body language on the field, he's like, "Why didn't you give me the ball? It's all about me." No, it's not all about you, Hopkins. Right. There's more than one player on this team.
You know what did it? You know what did it for Hopkins? Miracle Murray, the play where he hit DeAndre Hopkins with a second left. Oddly enough, against the Buffalo Bills.
Yep.
The walk-off touchdown in the desert. A Pizzle joining us from West Palm Beach, Florida. What's up, A Pizzle? Good to have you with us tonight. A Pizzle, if you get a chance, come up and join us for the discussion. Waiting on the Falcons pick, and then after the Falcons pick, we're going to take a break, and then we'll come back and have more. Victor, which way do you think the Pizzle's live as well. Which way do you think the Falcons lean?
Oh man, the Falcons have a couple. I think the Falcons are kind of like where the Raiders are. I think they need to shore up their defense. I mean, if this is time for Jalen Carter to go, he may end up going with the Falcons. I think they need to also like shore up their defenses as well, because
I can see Jalen Carter going to the Falcons. I can see that. I can see two things. One, I can see Jalen Carter going to the Falcons to shore up their defense. And the second thing I can see, nutty as this sounds, Bijan Robinson.
To
shore up the running game.
Yeah, I think this is Lance Zierlein.
Bijan Robinson.
Bijan Robinson
is now a Falcon.
It is Bijan. And I was thinking about that a second before they make the pick. I was thinking they were going to show up their running game.
Look at that. Well, Bijan is off the board. They really don't. They had Cordell Patterson. That would have been their starter. So.
Yeah, who can't catch a pass.
I mean, here's a good one, because they could probably revamp Michael the Burner Turner this way. That running game of the Falcons, particularly circa 2017.
Yeah.
Hey, you threw it back, Victor. You threw it back with that
Michael the Burner Turner. Look, I thought he was going to say the original Dirty Bird and Jamal Anderson.
I thought you were going to
I thought he was going to go with Jamal Anderson. Let's take a break, and when we come back, we'll have more coverage of the first round draft powered by Snowman Multimedia. Back in a minute.
This planet has been great to me. It's given me gifts that I can't even explain. It's given me adventures and memories I'll never forget. And Battleborn, I think, has given me the opportunity to go beyond and give something back. How can I be a better custodian to this planet and the place I live? That's where I am with Battleborn. Let's make the planet a better place.
So this thing called sports, it has fans again. It has full stadiums, full arenas, and more. And you want to be a part of it, don't you? Of course you do. If you begin to scour the resale market, there will be tickets available. And what you need to get those tickets that you want so badly is SeatGeek. SeatGeek is the app available to you that lends a hand in helping you get the tickets that you want for the events that you want. SeatGeek rates the tickets on a 1 to 10 scale, and the best part is the tickets are vetted for authenticity, so you know what you are getting and you know you are not getting scammed. And now you can save even more by using the code SNOWMAN and getting $20 off with your very first purchase. Yes, you can do all of that with the power of SeatGeek, helping you get to the games that you want, so you fans can fan. So let's all fan.
I blinked for a minute, and Philadelphia's picking next. And the Bears and Philadelphia just swapped picks. Should we be surprised given how this draft has gone so far?
That's a problem.
No, we should not.
No,
that's
we
a
shouldn't.
problem.
I mean, Will Anderson went to the Houston Texans, for God's sakes.
Look what happened to the Cardinals and the Eagles. They just lost 2 picks.
Yeah,
their stupidity.
Well, that's a problem now, because
the Bears are picking 10, and the Eagles are picking right now. And too bad Kevin's not with us.
Well, we keep talking about Jalen Carter. Is it going to be Jalen Carter now?
Could it be Luca Van Ness out of Iowa? 6'5", 272.
Yeah. Could it be the tackle? I don't know if they need a tackle.
I think the Eagles are going to address whatever weaknesses they had
It'll be on their defense
Super
because they
Bowl.
lost Javon Hargrave to San Francisco.
That's what I was
in free
thinking. I think
agency.
it's probably going to be a defensive player. I would say
Yeah.
probably the corner.
Yeah, the secondary needs shored up, big time. Secondary needs shored up because that was the big problem for the Philadelphia Eagles, and you saw it in the Super Bowl.
No. According to that, it was the grass here. That's what caused the Super Bowl loss for the Eagles. It was nothing
Who
else.
lied?
It was our
Who
grass. The groundskeeper for that has been part of the Super Bowl since Super Bowl I. He said we didn't grow it right. It was too dry. It was painted wrong. It's all our fault. It was the grass.
Painted wrong.
Painted wrong.
Painted
Who
wrong.
told this lie?
Say it again, Victor, please.
Who told this lie?
Yeah, who told this? Who told this lie?
Oh, I was
The
wondering
groundskeeper.
Now the Texans pick. How's Cole doing?
Asleep.
Don't know
I'll
how
answer
Cole-
I'll answer your question. Asleep.
Eagles, it says Eagles pick is in.
Yeah, it says it's in.
They go defense.
Do they? Do they go
They
Jalen
do.
Carter?
I think I mean for them trading up, they're obviously getting a player that could go off the board in the next pick. So
I'm thinking they're gonna go Jalen Carter if that's the
I'm
case.
thinking Jalen Carter as well.
When they trade up, they're thinking that
They'll either go with Jalen Carter
now.
or Lucas Van Ness out of Iowa. It'll be one of the. I
No
believe it'll be
man,
one of
no
those
man,
two.
you said that wrong. From the great of Iowa.
I didn't say it wrong. You did. This is where I tease Deets all.
That's fine.
This is where I tease Deets all the time. I want to see. I want to see the Hawkeyes tradition at the end of the first quarter live, and I'm talking about in person from the booth. I want to see that live.
hey, real quick, it said they just brought up on the screen their needs are defensive tackle, safety. I couldn't see the other three. I couldn't think cornerback. So I mean,
Defensive tackle, safety, defensive end, inside linebacker.
They got to
and
be taking. They
guard.
got to be taking Jalen Carter right now.
That's all I'm thinking. Like, it's
Yeah, I'm
Jalen
thinking
Carter.
Jalen
It
Carter.
makes sense.
It does.
Oh, here we
It
go.
makes a whole lot of sense for them to take Jalen Carter.
I could see Christian. I could see Christian Gonzalez for more.
And that's exactly who they get too. Jalen Carter
Gonzalez?
by the Eagles.
Jalen Carter. They go to Jalen Carter. Oh boy, they shored up their defense quick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh boy.
that's the only. I think that's the only reason why the Eagles would trade up, because they needed some help on the defensive side of the ball, and they either need a corner that can help them, or someone that could do some pass rushing, which would probably this would be Jalen Carter. So
Now
Why
the
does he
Bear-
not look that happy? Out of all the players so far, he does not look that happy to be picked by the Eagles.
because he thought he would go earlier.
that's possible.
All right. Speaking of Christian Gonzalez, it's going to be either him or local product Peter Skoronsky. That's
Huh.
those are the
The grass didn't grow. The grass didn't grow in the desert. Really, I'm shocked.
As far as I think it's going to be Peter Skoronsky. If they're going to go with someone who
I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised.
Or if they want to do someone under
Darnell.
center, Olusegun Oluwatimi from out of Michigan.
That's the name that
He's celebrating that 50th birthday like a 50-year-old should in the recliner.
in the
passed out.
recliner in bed, which
Yeah,
is probably going to be me in a little bit because I'm getting a signal from my body of I may be hitting the wall here, but we'll go as long as we can.
Yeah,
We'll pick his hand for the
don't push it.
Bears.
Don't push it.
I'm not. If I get the signal, I'm going to respectfully close up close up shop. I think I got to pick 12 2 years ago before my body went backwards. Let's see who the Bears pick. I'm thinking it's Peter Skoronski out of Northwestern, which would be the second.
It's gotta be Peter Skoronski.
If they take if they take a defensive player here, we really have to question this move.
Could be Darnell Wright too.
Darnell Wright.
No. For the Bears, it's got to be O-line. For the Bears got to be O-line.
Yeah, because you want to protect Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, you got to.
No.
The dude's been
You got to protect Jalen Hurts. He's going to be running for his life.
Come on.
And running right out of Chicago.
Yeah.
I go Peter Skoronski.
They
literally died on the field 4 times. I mean,
just 4?
That's the times that I've seen it.
Just 4.
I do too.
Game, so.
Wait a minute. Did all 4 occur against the Cowboys at AT&T Stadium?
Hey, maybe. Micah Parsons was all over him.
Micah Parsons was a nut that game.
Yeah, he was.
Micah Parsons was like Ric Flair against Eric Bischoff, putting him in the figure 4 and still pinning him with a knee to the face. That's how crazy Micah Parsons went.
The Bears, if I'm the Bears brass, I gotta go O-line. I gotta go with someone who either seals corners.
But it makes no sense to trade up with Chicago. You know Chicago's not drafting a defensive player.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the weird thing. But maybe they got cold. Maybe they got scared because they figured that the Falcons didn't pick it, so they had to go. They had to go next. So the Falcons didn't get Jalen Carter. Then they're like, we got to go. We got to go get him now. Otherwise, he'll get scooped up.
Mm-hmm.
It's a weird.
Right.
Weird. Maybe they got scared and they said, let's jump the gun.
Well, what we're gonna do here, as far as this program goes, I'm really starting to feel it, and I won't push it. We'll go to the top of the hour, and then we'll shut it down. And we got to shut it down for CSTV at least because they have a program coming on at 10. Ben, I hope this does you proud, my man.
Oh yeah. And we're definitely going to continue this next year.
Yes.
So, I don't want you to push it any
because he knows he's going to a place where he has to sit for a year.
Yeah. Okay, anytime now, y'all can make the announcement. See, I hate getting notifications that the pick is in,
and then you wait like an extra 5 minutes.
And then you have to wait an extra 5-6 minutes to find out what the blank pick is. I want to at least get to what the Packers
not going to draft Uncle Foot.
Please no. We got rid of him. We got rid of the ever living. I don't want that back. I don't need that back. I don't want that back. That creature has now been placed in its sarcophagus and it's going to be thrown into the sun. That's the last we will see or hear.
But see, you would rot the sun, wouldn't you?
And then the grass wouldn't grow.
Well, we're in Chicago. We don't really have grass here anyway.
Hey, even Michelle's throwing shots now. Even
OT.
Michelle's throwing shots now.
OT, I'm saying that they're probably gonna
They got to go with Skoronski. They got to go with Skoronski. He gets a chance to stay home and protect Jalen Hurts.
Just call him the center for Michigan. We all know who he is.
Who?
And I had his name too.
Oh, Darnell Wright out of Tennessee.
Darnell Wright.
Yeah.
I told you.
What?
That's an odd pick for me.
Shut up, Ben.
That's an odd.
I'm looking at the experts board, and they had Darnell Wright or Skoronski.
They had him over Skoronski?
Yeah.
That's why I'm thinking, like, over Skoronski?
I mean, Cowboys Nation has been, and when I say Cowboys Nation,
okay,
radio here has been talking about Darnell Wright since the combine.
You mean just like 105.3 The Fan saying they should hurt Christian McCaffrey? You remember that
Yeah,
incident,
I remember
don't
that.
you?
Yeah.
All right. The Tennessee Titans at 11 are on the clock. And the two names in front of me are Christian Gonzalez and, oh, my God. Do I need to say the second name? Will Levis. What?
Who?
We said this earlier, Snowman. If
Will
the
Levis
Bears
is an
don't take an offensive lineman, everyone in Chicago needs to be fired.
I
Well,
agree.
they took an offensive
I
lineman.
agree. I side with Dietz on that one.
Well, they took an offensive lineman, and everyone gets to keep their job. So now Tennessee's picking 11. Tennessee's picking 11. Then it's Detroit, Green Bay, New England, and then the Jets. And I think that's where I'm going to cut it off. But we will continue this next year. And hopefully, Ben, we work it so we'll be there with a booth.
Yes.
Doing this live on location.
That's the plan.
Because I want to cover the combine next year in Indy. You know, and I want to take my wife with me so I can get her inside of Lucas Oil Stadium.
Don't forget, we got the NCAA here in Arizona next year.
Oh, that's definitely on the board.
Men's?
Yes.
We're on the clock, right?
Yes.
We're on the clock already for it.
Yep. Phoenix, Arizona.
Yep.
And that's the second one they've hosted. The first one, of course, was 2017, where North Carolina won it all. So the Final Four is in Glendale. And I may be jumping the gun a little bit, and I hope this makes Ben smile, but we're making plans to be there, not only just for the Final Four in Phoenix, but for the Super Bowl in Vegas. I want Radio Row in Vegas. Pick us in for the Titans. And let's see who they pick. Which way do they go? Let me go to Dietz. Dietz, which way do they go? I think Dietz is mute. Dietz, you're muted, buddy.
I can't hear you, Dietz.
Dietz, you're muted. Well, probably because he's eating. I've been eating most of the evening. Ben, which way do you think the Titans go with the pick being in now?
I think they go defense. I think obviously that their head coach, we know who he is, Mike Vrabel. So I think they go defense. Malik Willis is probably going to get the keys at some point, so I don't think they go offense. I think defense. And we've been talking about Van Ness, so you can say Van Ness, or you could also say who else would be there,
or they were scared of the Bears. They were scared of the Bears.
We apologize for some of our connection issues. Let me go to Michelle. Michelle, which way do you think they lean? Which do the Titans lean?
Defense. Definitely defense.
Who's your pick? Who's your pick?
That's a tough one. I don't know. Be interesting to see who they pick. There's too many people, too many good players out there.
Yeah, too many variables.
Yep.
See, and earlier this month, someone asked me why I don't do a mock draft. This is why.
Yeah.
Because it gets smoked after the first picks.
It's why we don't do brackets in March Madness, because one pick or one game and your whole bracket just blowing on a mess.
Well, I would say this: you could do brackets. Just don't do them for money.
Furman Paladins. That's all I have to say.
Yeah.
Furman Paladins.
Absolutely.
And fairly.
It's like we said before. It's these 15 minutes between the picks. I mean,
this is where we discuss any and everything.
This pick has been in for at least 5 minutes.
Yep. Speaking of any and everything, Michelle and I got a little project going on where we're going to do a weekly radio show in the future and the concentration is not only going to be on sports but on mental health as well. This was her key. This was her idea, and she basically came to me and says, "Since you've been through it, I want you to spearhead it." And I said, "Okay, cool." And it'll be proudly presented by the Be Daring Foundation. And we will get y'all details as they come along. Okay, this pick has been in for a while now.
I'm saying linebacker for the Titans.
I say they go with Christian going Gonzalez out of Oregon. He's too juicy for them not to take, especially given the defensive problems they had the first half of the season.
And their corners don't look that great.
No.
Even Rhino couldn't get rid of Monroe.
Watch me. If I gotta take classes with Mr. Bass on how to send people back
or
to
Justin
80s,
Fields,
I'll do so.
Stop. You and Bass in the same. Wait a minute. I've seen that movie before.
Yes,
it's called
have.
PSI Radio.
Yes, you have.
The fortunate thing for me is that you couldn't stop laughing.
No. I'm still laughing now. You just don't see it. I'm still laughing.
Y'all should play fantasy football with me, and then we'll see who's laughing at the end of it.
I don't play
I'm not
fantasy
taking that
football.
bet.
Shots.
I'm not taking that bet.
Shots.
I've won 11 years in a row, and I'm the only woman in my.
So
one of
Peter
my
goes to Tennessee.
Pete Skoronski. Oh
Pete
boy,
Skoronski's going to Tennessee.
I was wrong. That's what did Ron White say? That's profiling.
And profiling
And
is wrong.
profiling is wrong.
We'll have to see. I find this to be kind of a mistake on the Bears, but
I
would have went Pete Skoronski.
All right. Detroit is next. They got a little over 4 minutes. Michelle has challenged me 6 different times. You should play fantasy football with me. Oh, hell no. I'm not going up against an expert and I'm a rookie. No.
I
It's just-
blame
it's a
the
bet.
former NFL players I play with. All right. You can
This
blame
is
them.
why you're going to be my fantasy expert on my program. I'm not messing with you. And you know, this is the pick is in for Detroit. Michelle, bless her heart, was so innocent. She said, "You know what you should do?" And anytime I hear that, I cringe, and I mean that playfully. Anytime I hear that, I cringe. And Victor, you know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
I said,
Yep.
what should I do? You should play in my fantasy football league. Oh, hell no.
Absolutely not.
No, you know what? And the day she made that suggestion to me, my wife walked by, and I said, "Oh hell no, I'm not doing that." And Jody comes by, not doing what? Playing fantasy football. And my wife's response solidified it when she said, "Are you afraid she'll kick your ass?" Yes. And Jody. We mean this playfully, Michelle. Jody was cracking up laughing. Like, oh, hell no, I'm not. If I'm not going to challenge Dietz in picking games for college football, why the hell would I challenge you in fantasy football?
I'll
No.
go easy on you. I promise. I'll pick all the weak players so you can have a chance.
Don't you ever tell me that lie again. You have a smile.
Coin.
You have a smile bigger than my children. No, I'm not taking that challenge.
Okay. I'll let you slide this time, but if we're going
Now-
live, you're playing live. Sorry.
I have a thought.
I'm gonna
if
get talked.
I'm
I'm gonna get
lying-
talked in. I feel like Victor. I'm gonna get talked into this anyway.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah,
get
you
talked
are.
into this. Shut up, Victor. You ain't making this easy. Which way let me go to Ben real quick. Which way do the Lions lean?
That's a good question.
They must have
Nolan
been
Nolan
back.
Smith.
they went running
Running back?
Jameer
Running
Gibbs,
Gibbs,
Alabama.
running back. You know what? I was gonna say, like, if
This
I'm
is one of
the
Mike.
Lions-
This is one of Mike Debate's picks.
if
early
I'm
in
the
the
Lions, this is a good deal for me because from what
yeah.
I've seen this past year, they're going back to like the old Barry Sanders days where they're really short
They're
up
running they're really running
on
the
the run
football.
game. They're going to do
Now,
smash football.
now the most interesting pick of the night.
Oh, the Cheeseheads, who cares?
Wow, they went
Victor,
running back.
why is this?
Wow.
Victor, why is this so hilarious to me?
Because basically
Why is-
right now,
Maybe y'all can answer this question outside of fatigue. Why is this pick so hilarious to me?
because the Chiefs are on their ass right now. That's why.
They just
I
got
mean,
rid of their
basically-
quarterback, so
Exactly.
Right,
They just got rid of
right.
their quarterback. They're like, now what do we do? It's
Granted,
kind of like
Can you say deer in headlights?
Snowman. It's kind of like when you go to a drive-through place and you just say, "Let me have," and then you're like,
What the hell do I want?
pretty much.
That's kind of
There's
where
a-
Green Bay is right now.
This is what prompted that. Victor, our friend Craig, and a couple of others and I were covering a high school playoff game with Brother Rice High School, and we knew we had to eat something before we went live, and we had to be at the stadium 2 hours prior. So we all made the choice to go to Burger King. I think, okay, I'll buy y'all some lunch. Fly through, and everybody made their order. I repeated it. And then it got to me, and Victor just peered at me. Victor's riding shotgun. Victor just peered at me and said, okay, anytime now, like with these picks. So I go Southern voice, and I go, I would like to have, and I said the first part of my order. And they said, would you like anything else? I would also like to have, and then I pause for a moment, and I look at everybody in the car, and I go, what the hell do I want? And then I thought about what I wanted.
Probably the funniest exchange in a drive-through I've ever had. And
you haven't been around me and Jody yet.
here's the thing with Green Bay, and apparently we're going to be dealing with the Jonas Brothers before we even get to Green Bay's pick. I don't care, but
oh dear God, why?
I don't know. I don't know.
God, what, Deets? What'd you do to bring the Jonas Brothers on my screen now? What the hell did you do that for?
he invoked Mumra. Even he has a little like, I don't know. He invoked Mumra. This is what happens when you invoke Mumra. You bring in the Jonas Brothers.
Oh,
Well, they couldn't bring in Taylor Swift because she's somewhere. I don't know where she's at.
That's the third time Taylor Swift has been mentioned on my programming this week.
Well, that's because
The other two
everybody feels
times
bad
dealt-
for what happened at our concert the other day where that kid got killed.
Yeah. The other two times dealt with Taylor Swift playing at Mercedes-Benz Stadium and Janet Jackson playing at Phillips Arena.
Yeah.
70,000 against 20,000.
My question is this: do the Packers go receiver
Or tight end.
Or
tight end.
Some
Well, I mean, they still have
They need wide receiver, a tight end, a safety, outside linebacker, and defensive tackle. Those are their needs for a team that finished third for once in the North or in the NFC Central Division.
This could be the opportunity for Kincaid to come off.
That's the pick I'm looking at. Dalton Kincaid out of Utah.
Or Njigba from Ohio State if they want to go receiver.
Do they go receiver or do they go tight end? Which one? Because Jordan Love needs some targets.
I'm gonna say receiver. I'm gonna say wide out because I don't think they've really shored up the
Michael
hole that Devontae Adams
Michael
left.
Mayer is still on the board too.
Who's still on the board?
I personally don't think that
Michael Mayer, tight end from Notre Dame.
Tight end, Notre Dame, right.
Yeah.
Mayer still on the board. Kincaid still on the board. Tucker Kraft. I think Kraft is going to go in the later rounds now.
I personally
No,
don't
man.
think fill the hole that Devontae Adams left.
Yeah. What's up, Michelle?
It says it does not appear as though a deal for Hopkins is going to happen. Is this the right move for the Cardinals?
No.
Other than getting no worse.
No. I mean, because if you keep Hopkins around, like Dietz and I talked about, and you and I talked about, Michelle, how toxic does that locker room get? How much more toxic does that locker room get? The pick is in for the Packers. That's who we're waiting on right now. We got about 18 minutes left in our program. And I want to thank everybody that has signed in, tuned in, chimed in with us. And I'm definitely going to wind up crashing tonight because I'm going to be up at 6:30 tomorrow morning because we got a birthday to celebrate. And I already warned Ben at the top of this program, everything that we got planned is going out the window.
Oh yeah. Definitely off the rails tomorrow.
It's going to be we're going to be off the rails for 120 minutes tomorrow. And you know who finished this?
We're going to have an ATV party.
You might have to come up, Victor.
I don't mind.
Yeah, we're putting it out there for. I know Cool McCain's going to join us. Ben's going to join us. Sam's going to join us.
They went with defense.
Lucas Van Ness out of Iowa.
I'm guessing this is Green Bay's way of throwing in the towel. We're just going to tank this year.
Wow.
We go ahead and tank this year. This year belongs to
because Van Ness is not. Because as much
go Iowa
for you, Snowman.
I don't see him.
Always draft. If you have a question, just draft it.
What'd you say, Dietz? Dietz is having connection issues again. Now the Patriots are on the
if you ever have a question, just draft it from Iowa.
True.
When in doubt, go to Iowa.
Just what I need.
A, I'm glad I don't drink alcohol. B, I'm glad I'm not drinking any caffeine. C, I'm glad I don't see the Jonas Brothers. And D, one funny pick is out of the way. Because I borrow Victor's words. We don't need another summoning right now.
We really don't. That's what I was like. I'm not sure if the Packers need any real help on the defensive side of the ball right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think that should be kept for later rounds.
And yet, which way did they go?
They went defensive end.
Which way did they go? Top of the hour for those of you on CSTV, you'll see Thursday Night Throwdown at its scheduled time because we're going to shut it down here at the top of the hour. Let me thank Michelle DeMaria, Chris Dietz, Ben Sutterth, Victor Locke, and everybody that joined us, Kevin Peoples included, that joined us for this live coverage of the draft. Next year, I promise I'm going to be strong enough to get through the full first round. I'm just not going to take any chances right now with me still healing and feeling the wall coming on. Pow! Head on. That's why I say we're going. Yeah, we got a trade.
Yeah.
Trade alert.
Now the pick belongs to Pittsburgh.
And we still got the Jonas Brothers on. Oh, no.
One move by Pittsburgh.
I'm sorry.
They need help.
Could you tell me the shortest route to – what did Bugs Bunny say? Can you tell me the shortest route to Pittsburgh? 2 minutes left on the clock for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And then the New York Jets are up next.
The Jets are not a mess. They just got Aaron Rodgers. they're
which makes them a
Super Bowl champs, according to him. That's what he said the other day.
Which means they're going to take the circle of L's. And it screws us all.
Okay,
he said
now I finally see it. Why
is looking a little lonely, so they need another one in there. So they're going to be Super Bowl champs this year. He predicted it. I'm like, yeah.
Why are the Jonas Brothers up there?
Because that's all they could afford. Because they spent all the money on Patrick Mahomes.
The Jonas Brothers.
We don't care about
Really?
the Jonas Brothers.
I love
Really?
Patrick Mahomes, but his wife sometimes annoys me, so sometimes I have to go a cheap shot at him. I have much respect for him as a player, but sometimes his wife just gets on my nerves.
His brother annoys me more than his.
The one that's in
His
trouble
wife.
that
Good
yeah.
God, my stomach hurts from laughing, and you're right, Michelle. My stomach hurts from laughing. The pick is in for Pittsburgh, and this is why I don't do mock drafts. This is why I don't do brackets. There's too much.
That's why you don't do fantasy football.
It's gotta be offense. I mean,
Listen,
their defense.
Michelle,
pretty.
I had my one victory year when my quarterbacks were Steve Young and Peyton Manning. I took my victory and I walked off.
Okay, that's
So
fine.
retire on top.
Yeah, look, that's the only year that I played, and the only year I paid attention because AOL was my internet carrier at the time. When you had to, exactly that sound right there. That
Yep.
sound right there.
It took like so long for something to load. It would just go like
Yep.
this, a photo, and you were
And
like,
AOL Messenger too. Remember that where you had your cute little username?
Oh dear God, yes.
Yep. Yeah, and you got the free Prodigy.
Finally.
Disc. Yeah.
See, Prodigy kept pissing me off. Okay, because as soon as you would lock into it, it would kick off, wouldn't it? And it's like,
yeah.
and you had to use your phone line. So if someone made a phone call, you were dead.
You were screwed.
You were screwed.
And if you weren't supposed to be on the internet, and your parents found you on the internet, and you're really in trouble because you couldn't hide it.
You a dead duck.
Yeah.
You a dead duck. Finally, we got smart and told AOL.
All right, finally the pick is in. 16 hours later.
16 hours later. Roderick Jones.
Georgia.
Out of Georgia.
Roderick Jones.
A lot of these trades are like, hey, we'll move up one spot or we'll move up like 2 spots. This is such a weird draft for people. They're like trading just to get one spot ahead, or like Philadelphia did. Oh, we'll just swap spots.
Swap places.
So
Like
this
they
guy's
swap with the
nickname
Bears.
is Mr. Jewelry. I'm gonna call him Mr. Jewelry. Have you seen how much ice this guy has on? 2 rings, 2 bracelets. It's gonna be Mr. Jewelry. Mr. Jewelry just got picked.
With snakes all over him. I don't see the jewelry. I see snakes.
No, if you look in the little corner, he's got 2 rings on his left hand. See it?
Yeah, I see
All
it.
that ice.
Yeah.
That's a lot
Yeah.
of ice right there. Mr. Jewelry just got picked. That's his nickname, Mr. Jewelry.
This
Yeah,
man
he
got
is
Let's
winning.
just hope his
everywhere,
performance
snakes
doesn't.
everywhere.
Let's just hope his performance doesn't have the Steelers telling him.
But let's hope the snake doesn't come in the locker room with him either.
He likes snakes. Yeah, a lot of-
Snake.
I don't
Look, the problems we've had with AOL led to this, and
Eventually, yeah, it led to that. Oh,
here's one sound I'm going to play a lot for Cole tomorrow. You tripping?
well, in 6 minutes, we're gonna have to find out who Mr. McCoffey's team picks now.
And that's 6
There, how about
minutes
that?
of the Jonas
Oof.
Brothers.
And there are still Jonas Brothers on my
And
screen.
I'm not-
Why are the Jonas Brothers on my screen?
Wait a minute. And I'm not seeing the Jonas
$1 million
Brothers. so-
question.
Wait a minute. And I'm not seeing the Jonas Brothers, so I'm saying
Yeah, lucky you.
You can't get more natural than that, man.
I got a few minutes.
You got the sound, but you got the sound bites going tonight.
Come on, Ben. You already know I have this handy, and I got a few minutes left, so I may as well empty the chamber. This is for everybody. With the Colts pick earlier in the night, all I have to say is, and of course, followed up with Mr. Bass.
What in the all type
so-
of blue?
Well, Snowman, you better stay up. You better stay up for one more pick after this Jets pick, because your sports sensei partner is going to be coming for you based on the next
we'll go as
pick
far
after
as the
that.
Redskins, and then I got to wrap it up.
The Washington effing morons, thanks to Wise. Not even the Washington morons, the Washington effing morons. Thanks to Wise.
Yep.
The biggest reason I got to wrap it up at the top of the hour, because tomorrow I'm going to be hearing,
Mister, will you please wake up?
Yeah. Better get that rest.
I have to. I gotta get my rest tonight.
It's a celebration tomorrow.
It was bad. I didn't think it would. I thought it would take a lot for me to convince Jody to record that liner for me. All she did was look at me and go, "Okay, how do you want it?" And then,
Mister, will you please wake up?
And I worked it into the intro.
It worked out. It worked out perfect.
And then Cole took over and worked Ben's. And if I see Kurt 2 Chainz cousin.
Who told him to put those chains on? I don't understand why he had all that.
The chains weighed more. The chains weigh more than him.
You saw how he had to droop his neck before because he had so much ice on.
Yeah, somebody told. So one of his teammates said, "Hey, put this on. This would look cool."
And
it didn't look cool.
It did not. No, it did not.
And they took a picture.
It looked like a sketch comedy of In Living Color or
again
Carrey with a bunch of chains on.
Right.
Again, you say
Jim
this,
Carrey with some chains on. Yeah, exactly.
you say this again. You say this to
we teased this. We teased this earlier, and the Jets are on the clock. And the Jets get Aaron Rodgers.
And
are they any better than they were yesterday?
No.
Hell no.
Matter of fact, right now, they're still
it's over Zach Wilson.
Wait. Let me answer this question the right way. Excuse me. Let me answer this question the right way. And this is a nighttime version of this. Hey, yo, Bishop, are the Jets any better with Aaron Rodgers?
What'd you say, Deets? Because I knew you were going to go somewhere.
He already asked the question.
They get Aaron Rodgers. They trade for Aaron Rodgers. They're still the 4th best team in the AFC East.
Boy, they trade in another mess.
I will do it again. Mr. Bullwinkle, are the Jets any better with Aaron Rodgers?
This whole thing with Aaron Rodgers was almost completely identical to LeBron-mania circa 2010, 2011, where everyone was wondering where he's going to go, and everyone who had a brain knew he was going to Miami. Everyone with a brain knew Aaron was going to the Jets.
My next one's for Michelle. So Aaron Rodgers said they'd be Super Bowl champions.
Why the you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my gosh. Stop lying. Oh.
That's a classic one. That is a classic.
I just.
All right, Snowman.
I
gotta head out.
All right, Michelle.
I will chat with you later.
Thank you, Michelle. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah,
appreciate you.
Bye.
All right, bye. And pretty soon I'm going to be jetting out myself and shutting this one down. Pick is in for the Jets.
Offense or defense?
Offense.
Yes. They really. I don't know if they can go wrong with any pick.
In 4 words,
mercy they need.
Hey, Ben, guys. In 4 words, these are the Jets.
The first tight end may come off the board.
That's true.
Kincaid.
That's true.
That's my favorite part.
Wait. The first tight end may come off the board. Wait, did you say the first tight end may come off the board to the Jets?
Why the you lying? Why you always lying?
I know that's one of your other favorites, so I had to give you that one.
Appreciate that.
Wait a minute. I'll give you another one. The Jets drafting a tight end?
That dude is hilarious, man. Side note: if you haven't seen Cocaine Bear, you'll see it. It's on Peacock. It's a weird movie, but that guy's in it. The Sheed guy's in it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I gotta see it now. Now you said that.
Now I have to see it.
That was Ray Liotta's last role too.
Gonna end this with just as I gotta end this because Thomas is giving me a word right now. Oh, he's giving it. Yeah. That was our warning. We got 120 seconds left.
Well, looks like we're finally gonna get the pick for the Jets.
All right, let's hear it.
Pick is in.
So let's hear it.
Bring it to us. Bring it.
Goodell, we understand you're trying to, talk about your Make-A-Wish Foundation. That's great. Can we get to the pick, please?
They're going to drag it out as long as possible. This really should only take an hour, but it ends up taking 3.
Roger Goodell's taking a whole bunch of...
Name a year he has not taken L's.
He eats L's.
Yeah, he eats them.
Come on. My goodness.
All right, we're going to end this with CSTV. All right, CSTV is off the board now, so we're going to stick around a little bit. We're going to stick around a little bit more. We'll see what the Jets do. Oh, dear God. Jets get. Oh, Ben, this one's for you. Will McDonald.
Will McDonald.
Outside linebacker. What is he?
A linebacker.
Dear New York
not
Jets.
Expecting that.
Dear New York Jets.
Coffee.
Dear New York Jets brass. You're fired.
My condolences, Mr. McCarthy.
My condolences indeed. I got another. What did I just say? The Jets are taking a whole bunch of. Oh goodness. Oh goodness.
Lord have mercy.
I don't know. I really don't know anymore. I really don't know.
I mean, maybe they saw something we didn't, because I don't know how bad were the Jets on defense? I didn't think they were that bad.
They weren't. I mean, they have CJ Mosley, DJ Reed. Oh, sorry, CJ Mosley, Quincy Williams at linebacker, but we got to remember their coach is Salah. And Salah is a defensive-minded coach. It kind of makes sense that they would go defense, even though I thought they would have went. They could have went tight end. I mean, the pressure was tight end.
Pick is in for the Redskins.
Clearly, they were listening to the program, because you see where this kid played at.
Yes, Iowa State. Yeah, they were listening.
When in
They
doubt.
were listening to us earlier today.
When in doubt, pick the kid from Iowa.
Pick the kid, right?
It doesn't matter what side.
Doesn't matter what side they're on.
Next up is the Washington effing Mormons.
Bleep. 30 seconds. We'll be back.
We were always hippies at heart, I guess, and that was one way that we showed it before we became full-time RVers.
And we were definitely living small and minimally.
What made us decide to go with Battleborn was everyone from their top leadership team down to their service department, helped us so much the whole way through. Our relationship with Battleborn is so much more than business. And me and Dennis love to jam together. We've played together multiple times, and that's been an awesome transition. Be able to learn so much more about the business. Also, just make some awesome friends.
We're still waiting for the Redskins to announce their pick. And I like Victor's version better. The Washington effing Morons.
Thank Wise. And now Wise has his opening graphic. He has his visual.
He has his visual. He has his visual. While we got a moment, I'm really going to make Ben laugh with this one.
This moment of bronze sexual stupidity is brought to you by Hooked on Bronix. When you start talking like an idiotic bronze sexual, Hooked on Bronix can set you right. Call 1-800-YO-KANG. Real LJPN. Now approve all this.
I had to.
Cold.
The hat keeps getting me every time.
Man. Yeah, Yo-Kang. First time I heard that, I almost veered off the road laughing. Yeah.
That hat always gets me. Every
Gets
time.
you. Wait a minute. What, Ben? We did something Cole and I did something this morning, and I just happened to catch it. Running and pull trash.
Who do you think? Okay, Snowman, off topic. Who do you think is going to get the next 21 Trace salute?
The Lakers. No, check that. The Kings. I hate saying it.
I think
I hate saying it.
I think it ended up being the figurative for us, the Kings. The Kings.
I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that though, because they're such a wonderful team to watch.
They're hot right now. They are hot right now.
But unfortunately for the Kings, so are the Warriors. That's what's scary. The Warriors are catching fire at the right time.
Yep.
I'm just waiting for Sunday when the Lakers get eliminated and I can do this.
Trace.
Well, the Grizzlies got to get the next game before we can get to that.
I know. Don't remind me. I know. While we're waiting on the Redskins pick.
This moment of bronze sexual stupidity is brought to you by Hooked on Bronix. When you start talking like an idiotic bronze sexual, Hooked on Bronix can set you right. Call 1-800-YO-KANG. Real LJPN. Now approve all this.
So I'm going to wear that out tomorrow, Ben.
I think what gets me with that is
the
hat.
The hat.
It's not just the hat. He looks like he's trying to cosplay as Stevie Wonder, is what that looks like to me.
You nearly made me spit my water out. Shut up.
That's what it looks like to me. It looks like he's trying to cosplay as Stevie Wonder.
See, and Dietz is just so comfortable right now because you muted again, Dietz.
I'm not muted. I'm just
okay.
off.
You're just off. Oh, here
yeah,
I'm
not muted. I'm good. It's just my internet goes in and out, so it's good. But that's why I'm in the war room. You gotta be comfortable if you're gonna last through the NFL draft. You gotta be comfortable.
That's a fair point.
Emmanuel Forbes is now the selection of the Redskins. The Patriots are next. They got 7 minutes on the clock there. Let me thank everyone that watched this on a CSTV. They're in the midst of Thursday Night Throwdown. Those of you sticking with us on BS3 TV as well as our YouTube channels, thank you for that. Thank you to Dietz and to Victor and to BS3 himself. Let's see. The first time tonight I could have played this should have been for the Colts. Ready? And pull. Trash.
Yeah. The next one would have been for the Jets.
Ready? And pull. Trash.
Actually, the second one should have been for the Packers.
I almost forgot about that one. I almost forgot about that one. Yeah, you haven't played that one in a minute, huh?
No.
What?
That's usually for Wednesday.
Hell.
Yeah, I usually save for Wednesday.
Yeah.
But given the fact that this is the draft, and y'all know I'm a game show buff, I forgot to play this one. That's a little Joker's Wild for you.
Does it?
Huh?
I can't do like how Cole does it.
I'm not going to. I can't. Ready? And pull. Trash.
The Pats.
All right, I'm getting ready to head out too, guys.
All right,
Ben.
Ben.
You're gonna shut it down.
I am
going.
within the next 10 minutes. I'm going to shut it down because now the wall is staring at me and laughing at me.
He's like, come on.
I hear you.
Yep.
But great show, man. Great show.
Oh, thank you. And you know, tomorrow,
Mister, will you please wake up?
it's going to start the day.
Oh,
You know what? I'm going to go ahead and should I do it? Yeah, they made Christian Gonzalez now to the Patriots. I think we're going to shut it down here. Ben, thank you so much for carrying this. Dietz and Victor, thank y'all so much for hopping in with us, and thanks to everybody that
Thanks for having me.
that played ball this night. I really appreciate you guys. 8 a.m. tomorrow, Snowman in the morning will start your day. Thanks, everybody. God bless you.
Take care.
All right.
Thank you.
Peace.